Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Bitcoin, we got Bitcoin right now as of the time of this recording trading at $56,500. We have not seen much movement for Bitcoin over the last few days. However, Thanksgiving is tomorrow in the United States, and historically we have seen upticks for Bitcoin in and around that time. I mean, right now, we did recently see an all-time high for Bitcoin hit at $69,000, so just shy of $70,000. And Bitcoin has declined about 20%. So now it's up and it's only down about 18.25%, give or take. So it's an interesting structure that we're seeing. I mean, this is a bull run year. So especially in bull run years, we have seen positive momentum for Bitcoin post Thanksgiving. The reason for that, family gathers around the dinner table. They talk about what they're all doing. Of course, there are some family members that are likely into cryptocurrency. They tell their family about it. And so it's the family meeting effect, right? A cousin or an uncle or whatever will go out, maybe open up a cryptocurrency account, start buying crypto. And so that is the beginning of a FOMO run, more people getting into cryptocurrency. And then eventually, as price keeps going higher, more people after that pile in, and the rest is history. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this Bitcoin Thanksgiving theory later on in the video. As you guys can see right now, price isn't really moving too much, but the United States is facing some serious questions with regards to regulatory clarity. Guys, I saw this from Michael at Val5Links. The Fed did policy sprints around crypto assets to address regulatory clarity. So here's what's happening in the US. Government agencies are planning to adjust compliance standards on existing laws and regulations related to custody services, buying and selling crypto collateralized loans, holding, and the issuance of stablecoins. So these are all factors that the US government is currently looking at, and this is going to affect US citizens and your cryptocurrency holdings. The US Federal Reserve is planning to address ambiguities that they feel are plaguing digital asset regulation in the country following rapid analysis by government agencies. In a November 23rd announcement, so this was from just yesterday, the Board of Governors and the Federal Reserve System said it recently worked with the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency on a series of policy sprints aimed at addressing regulatory clarity in the crypto space. Interesting that the SEC was not included in this. The interagency effort, including building a greater understanding of the terminology surrounding crypto assets, identifying potential risks, and analyzing existing regulatory frameworks to determine if any changes were necessary. According to the Fed, these three agencies plan to address whether certain crypto-related activities conducted by banking organizations are legally permissible, in addition to potentially adjusting compliance and enforcement standards on existing laws and regulations related to custody services, the buying and selling of cryptos, as I mentioned, loans collateralized by crypto holding, and the issuance of stablecoins in 2022. So that's their target date here. The trio also intend to consult with the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, a global committee of banking supervisors and central banks, which provides recommendations for banks considering holding crypto. So there's a lot going on here. The US government really looking to hammer down on these regulations and to create some sort of framework so that banks can, officially offer these services. But, the OCC, as I'm sure you guys heard in this article, I mentioned them earlier, they're part of this as well. And they are saying that banks need to ask permission. So James Rule XRP posting this, and I wanted to just read you guys this again from yesterday. The OCC clarifies bank authority to engage in certain cryptocurrency activities and authority of OCC to charter national trust banks. So the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency today published a letter confirming that national banks and federal savings associations must demonstrate that they have adequate controls in place before they can engage in certain cryptocurrency, distributed ledger, and stable coin activities. So note, just as a sidebar, they also mention distributed ledger. That could play favorably for Ripple in the coming months. Shortly after taking office, acting comptroller of the currency, Michael Siu, announced in a review of OCC interpretive letters, and it gives you guys the letters. Today's letter clarifies that the activities addressed in the previous interpretive letters may be conducted after a bank notifies its supervisory office of its intent to engage in the activities and after a bank receives written notification of the supervisory office's non-objection. The bank should not engage in the activities until it receives a non-objection from its supervisory office. So essentially, banks need to ask permission, need to be able to register or apply for a regulatory stamp of approval from the higher up so that they can offer these services, so that they can engage with their clients in a regulated format with cryptocurrencies. So this is all coming down the pipe, guys. It is coming slowly, but it is coming surely. So this is directly from the OCC website. I will link this in the description if you guys are interested. And we also have, this broader picture outlook with these agencies all kind of coming together, talking about the emerging crypto asset, discussing their plans on how they're looking to regulate this. So this is all coming fast and furiously, and I think that they are realizing that Bitcoin has one leg left up to go. And so if they want to be able to target you, a US citizen, if you are a US citizen, for taxes, they're going to have to put these rules into place kind of before the end of the bull run when people are all going to be cashing out, right? You got to remember there are metrics. They know exactly how much Bitcoin is on the exchange, how much cryptocurrency is in circulation in people's wallets. And so they know many people have not cashed out yet. And they also know that if they do not put these rules into place, people will cash out and not claim their profits on their income tax forms. And, it'll be like a repeat of 2017. Many people getting rich off cryptocurrencies, but not paying Uncle Sam. So I think that's why they're, really trying to push hard now. Why we didn't see them really push hard in 2018 and 2019, but now 2020, 2021, we're seeing this regulatory clarity get pushed into overdrive. So again, wanted to thank James and Michael for posting that. We're also seeing this. This is just to shift gears a little bit. Some Ripple news, the largest banking group in the world, Qatar National Bank Group, and one of the largest banks in Turkey, QNB Finance Bank, are now on Ripple transferring money with RippleNet. So just a screen grab demonstrating what they are doing. RippleNet is a blockchain application that allows for making an international money transfer. So this is directly from the Qatar and QNB Finance Bank website. It will be possible to transfer money from QNB Finance Bank branch channel to QNB Qatar via Ripple's infrastructure. It gives you guys a little example here. Money transfer can be made in 5 currencies. So the TRY, USD, Euro, Great British Pound from QNB Bank. And those currencies include the QAR, which I'm assuming is the Qatar currency, USD, Euro, and Great British Pound. There is no daily transaction limit for outgoing Ripple transfer transactions, and the instant transaction limit amount in QAR, USD, Euro, and GBP is equivalent to 1 million TL. And if I'm not mistaken, TL refers to the Turkish lira, considering Turkey is also involved in this. So yeah, it says Turkey up here. Anyway, what are the benefits? Let me just go back to this real quick. The benefits, the transfer is on RippleNet and it's completed within 1 to 3 minutes on average. Transfers from QNB Qatar are credited to the customer account 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we are seeing all these benefits now running through Ripple, right? The ledger does not sleep like bankers do. And so we are seeing these transactions being made available 24/7, very quickly, 1 to 3 minutes. Of course, we know an XRP transaction can go through faster than that, but there is likely additional transactions that need to be performed on the back end in order to secure these payments. George down here saying, great news, but the Qatar National Bank Group is not the largest banking group in the world. Okay, fair enough. It is in the top 100, which is good enough. No need to exaggerate. All right. Fair enough. However, great news here coming out of Qatar. Wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf just to demonstrate that, guys. The world is running on Ripple. We are currently seeing RippleNet adoption and more adoption in the US. Just the other day, I did a video and I mentioned that Crypto.com has now secured the naming rights for the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So now it is a 20-year deal. Crypto.com is going to be the name of that arena, and it's going to start on December 25th. And for 20 years, that was the contract. So this is just demonstrating that cryptocurrency is not a flash in the pan. It is something that is being regulated heavily in the United States. Now they're kind of putting their foot on the gas, looking to really kind of ramp up regulatory clarity so that they're prepared for this final leg in the bull run. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that Crypto.com commits to security and data privacy with SOC 2 compliance. So this is big. The crypto exchange has become one of the fastest growing crypto apps with a market cap of over 22 billion. The leading exchange keeps updating its over 10 million community and investors about its upgrades, so on and so forth. The world's booming exchange and DeFi wallet, Crypto.com, announced just recently that it has effectively completed the Service Organization Control, or the SOC 2 audit. According to their press release, the audit was carried out by globally established audit and consulting firm Deloitte. So guys, this is a standardization similar to ISO 20000 2022 that a lot of these companies are going to have to comply with. If you guys do not remember, back in February, Ripple was one of the first companies, crypto companies, to comply with SOC2. They have been certified since February. And so, this is what the legitimate cryptocurrency companies are doing. Now we're seeing it with Crypto.com. It is a compliance standard. So just to give you guys a bit of a definition here, SOC2 is a voluntary compliance standard for service organizations developed by the American Institute of CPAs, which specifies how organizations should manage consumer data. The standard is based on the following trust services criteria, so security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. So this is just another standard. Like ISO 20022, Ripple has been on it since February. Now Crypto.com has voluntarily said, hey, we want to be SOC2 certified. So again, securing information, making sure these guys are all compliant so that they can thrive in this new and emerging market for cryptocurrencies, because we know the market is growing, guys. We know Bitcoin has that final leg up to go. And to that point of the post-Turkey rally, guys, I wanted to bring you this from Poochie. 1967, Bitcoin could see a post-Thanksgiving price surge, hedge fund manager says. So let me play you guys this clip. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the theory. I'm not going to play you guys the full thing, but I will link the full thing in the description. Here it is.
Bitcoin getting crushed again. It is now off 16% since hitting all-time highs earlier this month. And what happens at your Thanksgiving dinner table may determine where Bitcoin goes next. Hedge fund manager Mark Yusko joins us to explain why. He runs Morgan Creek Capital Management and is the managing partner of Morgan Creek Digital. Mark, always good to see you.
Thanks, Melissa.
Way back when, it was at the Thanksgiving dinner table where people talked about Bitcoin. They started opening Coinbase accounts, and they sent the thing to a record high in short order. You think this happens again this time, given how hot NFTs are, and Dogecoin and Shibcoin and you name it?
I do. I kind of like this pattern, Melissa. We tend to get together after these 20% drops. It happened in 2018, and I told the guys buy it when it went from 10 to 8. I think during the show that I was on, happened again last year. It was on with Sully the day after in the wee hours of Black Friday. Went from 21 to 17, and I said buy it. And I'll say the same thing now. We're down about 18% from the peak, and you should buy it. Now, what does that mean? I don't mean buy it all right now. I mean buy some today, buy some next week, buy some next month and the month after, and keep increasing your dollar cost averaging. This should be a core position in a long-term portfolio. It's the best performing asset this year, again, after being the best performing asset last year and the year before. So, all this discussion of the short-term price, I've said it on the show before, and I'll say it again. The price of Bitcoin doesn't matter. Price is a liar. What matters is owning a piece of the most powerful computing network the world has ever known. And you want to keep increasing your ownership. Well,
yeah, you can say it doesn't matter, but really, you believe that it's going to 250,000. So that doesn't hurt when making the case to buy Bitcoin, instead of just saying you want to own a piece of the most important computing network in the whole entire world in the course of mankind. So what gets us to 250 in 4 years? That's your call.
Yeah, so the 250 number is not just pulled out of the air. That is gold equivalents, the monetary value of gold equivalents. So total value of gold above ground is about 10 trillion. About half of that is jewelry and collectibles. The other half is the monetary value of gold. I think Bitcoin is digital gold. I think it'll easily get to that gold equivalence, which would be about $250,000 per coin. Beyond that, there's a very strong case that it could take on global M2 over many decades. But we don't need to talk about that right now.
So guys, I'm going to leave it there. You heard his prediction for Bitcoin specifically, and even if you do not hold Bitcoin, this is important. $250,000 in the next 4 years. That is based on the numbers that he explained in this clip. I will link this tweet in the description if you guys want to watch the rest. It is 8 minutes long. And that whole idea of the Turkey rally, right? So what I have here is I have outlined, just kind of circled really casually, circled the rallies up for former Thanksgivings between 2017 and 2020. And so we are here. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We are going to be in and around here. Guys, this was 2020. Now, Keep in mind, some of these years were bearish years, some of these years were bullish years. So even if we just take a look at 2020 here, of course, that was a very bearish year. Thanksgiving Day was on this day here when the price actually went down. But from there, we saw a rally for Bitcoin of another 200, almost 300% before we saw that next correction. Okay, it went from about 16,500 all the way up, if we're going to include the high that we saw in April, all the way up to about 65,000. So that's an increase of 300%. Let's go back even to 2019, okay? In 2019, that was this little leg up here for Bitcoin. Now, 2019 was a bit of a transitory year, but we can see Bitcoin, Thanksgiving was in and around this area here. Bitcoin did rally, it still did rally 43%. Okay, and I probably should mention too that let's look at some date ranges here as well. Okay, so this was over a longer period of time. This was over roughly 138 days. So from November to April, if we look down here, 2019, this was a shorter period of time before we saw that decline for Bitcoin. But 43% still only over about 70 days, 68 days. So that's about 2 months long. Okay, so another pump up for Bitcoin despite the fact that 2019 wasn't particularly bullish. Let's see what happened in 2018, guys. Now, 2018, of course, this was a bearish year for cryptocurrency as a whole. So although we did see a rally, Thanksgiving would have happened over here. Although we did see ultimately a rally, we did see some doom and gloom before that, right? We did capitulate. Bitcoin did see its lows around Christmas time. Nevertheless, we did come out of that. But, I wouldn't even consider this a good example of that because we were in a full bear year in 2018. Nevertheless, over, I believe it was roughly 6 months or so, from November to June, we did eventually see Bitcoin rally, what was it, 222%. Nevertheless, I would not even consider this a great example, so I'm just going to cross that one out. The one that I did want to mention though, guys, is the one similar to where we are today, okay? And the reason I say that is because 2017 is very, very similar to 2021 in terms of bullish tops, in terms of where we are in the cycle. And so to that point there, Thanksgiving would have happened in and around here, okay? In and around here, and Bitcoin did rally in 2017, 145%, all the way to the top, December 17th, 2017. Okay, and that, guys, as you can see, only took about 1 month, okay, 27 days, less than a month, to see a 145% increase for Bitcoin. Again, I'm likening this rally, this Thanksgiving rally particularly, as the most similar to where we are today because we are also in a bull run today. We are almost at that peak. You can see in 2020, of course, a very bullish year. After Thanksgiving, we saw that continued momentum upward. In 2019, we still did, even though it wasn't a terribly bullish year, we still did see an uptick for Bitcoin, 43%. 2018 was a bearish year. Eventually, we did see that uptick, but it did happen over a longer period, 6 months long. So I'm going to X that one out. But the more interesting rally, the most similar rally, guys, to today, 2017, happened over a period of less than a month and a 145% rise for Bitcoin at that moment in time. So if we were to take the tool just for fun here and let's take it up 145%, where would that ultimately bring us if we are to see something similar that we saw in 2017? That would bring Bitcoin to a price of $138 per coin. Again, guys, this is not a price prediction for Bitcoin, just giving you guys something to ponder. When you sit down with family tomorrow, tell them about your cryptocurrency holdings, fill your bellies with turkey and pumpkin pie and all those fine trimmings. And so the turkey rally, certainly something to be paying attention to. Mark Yusko from Gemini is saying the same thing, but hey, that's just our opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.